Hello, and thanks for joining this Shaw Consulting How We Work podcast. In these podcasts, we're talking to Shaw Consulting's Managing Director, Chris Shaw, about projects the team have been working on. Today, we're going to discuss a project that was recently completed for ClwydAlyn. Hi, Chris. Good to catch up again.
Hi, Steve.
So, first of all, Chris, please could you explain who ClwydAlyn are and what you were appointed for?
Yeah, sure. So ClwydAlyn, a housing group in North Wales, the head office is in St Asaph, and they provide housing and care services to about 6,200 properties across the North Wales area. We've worked with them on different projects for many years now, and this project was looking at the replacement of their legacy housing management system, which was universal housing from Civica. They asked us to come in, engage with the business, understand what the requirements were, and then run a procurement and tender to select a replacement solution.
So what exactly did the project involve then? What kind of activities did you have to do?
One of the first things was really to understand that baseline position of where they are, what the systems are doing for them. Like I mentioned, they had universal housing, but they also had a number of other wraparound systems that they were using. They'd developed their own repairs management system in-house. They had an asset management system. They had some mobile working solutions. Their old housing management system was also being used for managing some documents and also managing some of the income processes and P2P processes. So it wasn't as simple as just, we'll remove this system and put another one in. We really needed to understand what they had, what it integrated to, and what are the other functions the system did. So we did that detailed understanding of what they had. That was through consultation with different parts of the business and the IT team. And then we worked with the business, ran a series of workshops, lots of Post-it notes all over the place to really understand what they wanted to achieve from the future. In addition to providing that general needs housing and the care services, they also had a number of private sector leasing properties that they were managing through the system. So we were looking quite broad and wide as to what system needed to do for them. Once we'd got that detailed understanding of their current environment, we then put together a detailed specification of requirements. Because the organisation had been using universal housing for so long, we thought the best procurement route for them was to use the competitive dialogue route. And through that process, it allows us to shape the requirements, but also educate the organisation as to, what's out there, what's possible. And based on that learning of the project team, you're able then to shape and really laser focus down on what you want that solution to do. So the competitive dialogue process is you publish a tender, you have a number of people who express an interest, you have a standard supplier questionnaire where you use to qualify who meets the requirements or who has a solution. They are then invited into what's called the invitation to participate in dialogue. And you have an initial stage and you have meetings, you have demonstrations of the solution. From that, we were able to identify some systems which really, met the needs of the business. We then developed our requirements and our specification on the back of those demonstrations further. We issued that to a shorter list of suppliers. They were invited in again for more dialogue and more detailed demonstrations. And at the end of this process, we were able to identify the same supplier, Civica, but we chose their latest solution, Civica CX. And that really met the organization's needs for the future. And funnily enough, I only had a call yesterday with the IT manager, David Baker there, and they're due to go live this weekend. So I'll be catching up with them later next week to see how it's gone.
Sounds like a really robust process that you went through then. So through that process, what were you able to achieve for the organisation?
The key thing was that we were able to select a modern housing management solution. It didn't need any supporting infrastructure. There's a number of housing management systems that are still out there that require a thin client environment like Citrix to support the delivery of the application. This solution from Civica CX, It was web-based. It didn't need that supported infrastructure. It was a single solution that provided housing management, repairs management, and asset management. It had a mobile working client and a customer portal, which the organization could do. So it enabled them to consolidate a number of systems into one place, which meant for the people who needed to go through this change within the organization, they were only needing to learn one system and not the look and feel of several systems. And it's a solution which is really going to enable them to transform the way that they work. It's more streamlined. For ClwydAlyn, it was the right system for them. We did have some very good other solutions offered at the time, but for ClwydAlyn, Civica CX was the right system for them.
And finally then, Chris, what was the project's final outcome?
As part of our ISO 9001 quality management processes, we always check in with the customer, both in flight of the project, but also at the end of it. And we asked David Baker for a comment, and they came back to us and they said their experience of using us was that we really challenged their thinking, our understanding of what was out there and what was possible, the art of possible really helped them get the outcome that they were looking for. And we always make sure that what we deliver is of a really high quality to our customers. So I think for ClwydAlyn, I think the outcome is that they're going to be able to deliver a better service to their customers. There's going to be more choice for their customers to contact them through the new digital channels that this solution will deliver for them. And it'll enable them to deliver things in a much more joined up way.
That's great, Chris. Thanks very much. It sounds like another highly successful project under your belt. Look forward to catching up again soon when we can take a look at some of the other projects that you've been working on. Just a reminder, all the podcasts are available on Shore's social media channels. And thanks everyone for taking the time to listen today.